This is Boxing with the Truth, and I am the Truth. It's August 14th, 2015, and today we have with us Alex, the Brick City Bullet Perez. How you doing today, Alex?
I'm alright. How you, brother?
I appreciate you taking time to do an interview with us.
I appreciate you giving me your time.
So now you're out of Newark, New Jersey, right?
Yes, sir.
And you fight at welterweight. You're a southpaw. And your pro record is actually 18 wins, 10 knockouts, and 2 losses, right?
Yes, sir.
And as of right now, do you still hold the WBC Caribbean Boxing Federation welterweight title?
I'm really not sure about that. I mean, I know I have it, and nobody took it from me, but it was hard for me to get anybody that wanted to fight me for it at the time. So, I just fought for it, took it from somebody's backyard, and kept it moving.
So as far as you know, you still hold it, though?
Yeah, definitely. Nobody ever took it from me.
Okay. So listen, I want to start from the beginning. How did you get involved in boxing? Tell me a little bit about your background, because I know Newark, New Jersey is not the nicest place to grow up in.
Yeah, definitely. I started, I was like 7, 8 years old. I was like a little knucklehead coming up in school and stuff like that, and getting to little altercations. And so my mother, took the route as put me in boxing, and it's been here ever since. I'm very thankful that she did it. It saved my life, basically, man. So that's how I got put in. If it wasn't for my mother, I wouldn't be here, period.
Okay, so now you grew up actually in the projects, right?
Yeah, born and raised in Baxter Perez project in North New Jersey.
So now I know as an amateur, you actually traveled the world a little bit as an amateur. So tell me how that feels to go, a kid from the projects, probably hardly ever leaving his neighborhood, to travel in the world.
That right there was one of the biggest experiences and one of the biggest lessons I've ever been in, basically. Just like you said, I was a little kid from the projects. Never really went nowhere, what I'm saying, out the city or nothing, like, what I'm saying, just, running around in the project and, with my childhood friends and stuff. So, my mother put me in boxing. My talent basically spoke for itself, just being everybody locally, and then, it would transfer to me to fight and doing the USAs and all that, and then, doing my thing there, beating everybody there, and they qualified me for the international tournament. So, when I've been, and it was just a blessing, man, for me, being out of the project and, witnessing that experience, what this guy gave the talent to bring me and to take me, so it was a blessing, man. I mean, it's really words can't even explain how I used to feel at a very young age, my teenage years, experiencing that type of stuff.
Okay, so now right around the time when, either right after you turned pro or right before you turned pro, you were actually in an altercation where you got stabbed, right?
Yeah, that was right before I I was on my way. That was right before I was on my way to the finals of the New Jersey Golden Gloves.
Oh,
that took me out of that.
The finals of the Golden Gloves?
Yeah, the finals. I was qualified to go all the way to the finals. I made it to the finals, and that happened, I'd say, about like a week before the New Jersey Golden Gloves. So that I had to pull out of that one.
So how serious was that? Was that almost life-ending, or?
Oh yeah, definitely was serious. I had a collapsed lung. I had 17 staples in my stomach, about 4 staples on my chest, and I think 3 staples on my thigh. So it was definitely life-threatening, but God bless me to see another day.
So you almost never even made the pro ranks, and then when you did make the pro ranks, shortly after, you actually were involved in something else, and you actually were shot, right?
Yeah, man, I got shot twice in the chest and in the thigh. Right after, I'd say like 2 weeks after my pro debut, or maybe it was a week after my pro debut. Yeah.
So I mean, that was almost life-ending and almost career-ending as well.
Yeah, definitely. I was in the ICU, and I think they had to graduate, from room to room, walking and all that.
So now, was there another situation or something where you were facing a lot of time too?
Yeah, man. I got another altercation with police ran up in my house. I stepped off some situation that was like a shooting or something going on that was facing like 30 years.
So I mean,
all that's behind me, and I'm very thankful. You know, that's over with. That's all behind me, and I beat that, and you know, all charges was dropped. And that's definitely over with. It's just a life, a crazy life experience at that moment.
and the reason I bring all this up is because I want some of the boxing fans to know out there, and I want some of these amateur boxers that are coming up from hard areas like that not to give up, because you've gone through so many tribulations and trials. I mean, you've been stabbed, you've been shot, you were facing prison time. I mean, you were raised in the projects in a rough neighborhood. I mean, you've gone through a lot, probably even more than a lot of people actually know, and you've came out on the other side of it. I mean, you haven't won a world title yet, but I mean, you're going your way up the ladder. You're advancing. Like I said, you won the WBC Caribbean Boxing Federation title. You're climbing the ladder. Like I said, you're 18-2. So, I mean, the reason I bring this up, not to shed negativity on your career, because I want the amateur boxers to know, and the guys that are coming up in the pros that have come from other neighborhoods or other life experiences like that, to, you know, these things can be turned into positive things. You can advance. Use these things to motivate you to become a better person outside the ring, and the drive inside the ring to become a world champion.
That's definitely what I, you know, when I talk to these kids, and that's exactly what I shower them with. You know, my life definitely experiences of all the situations I've been through. And exactly, it'll make you a break, but to me, it made me a better man. It made me strive harder. It gave me motivation. So, you know, like I said, you know, little kids from the project, you know, and I'm kind of known around the world. It's just a blessing. So I always tell them the same exact thing you just showered on me. I tell them the same exact thing. You know, anybody can do it. If I did it, me personally, if I did it into so much, I mean, you know, to be 100, I've been through hell and back, and I'm still here. And if I did, you know, I'm just striving for a world title. That's all I need to top it off, you know, to top off my dream and top off my career, period. But if I got here, it's motivation to all the kids that's from the gutters, that they can do the same, or they can surpass what I'm trying to do.
And you brought up talking to kids, and I want to explain that to the boxing fans, what you mean by that. You actually, in your spare time, you actually train kids in boxing, and you talk to kids about your experiences, right?
Yes, sir. And, you know, try my best to keep them off the street.
And you're also involved in something that's called Stop Shooting Campaign, and something else that's called Let's Move. So I want to talk about that a little bit.
All right, no problem.
So tell.
Yeah, I'm definitely involved in them. I'm behind them real heavy. You know, Stop Shooting is an organization that started from my project with guys that I grew up with. So, and whatever they need, I'm behind them 100%. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing. It's a great movement for all these kids out here. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, stop shooting. You know what I'm saying? I was a victim in front of the gunfire. So, you know, I don't wish that upon nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm behind 20%. And that's where it's all, you know what I'm saying? It's all about support.
Okay, and so tell me what's Let's Move.
Let's Move. Let's Move is another organization, something kind of small coming up. You know, it's just a bunch of like fathers, you know, getting together. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to talk to the kids or whatever. And it's different. Like you said, it's different job trade. You know what I'm saying? You got counselors, you got principals, you got all that. It's something that's trying to push. But Stop Shooting is one of the top main organizations that we really, you know, want to ride. So
now that's more geared about staying in shape, living healthy, stuff like that, right? Getting the kids the exercise.
Yeah, definitely, basically.
Okay, that sounds like a great program too. I mean, get kids away from the shooting and the guns and keep them in shape, keep them exercising. I mean, you can't go wrong there.
Can't go wrong at all.
So, all right, now we covered your background a little bit. Do you have an activity that you enjoy doing outside of boxing that has nothing to do with the sport?
Say that again?
Do you have an activity outside of boxing that you enjoy doing that has nothing to do with the sport?
Not really, I mean, the only big activity I got outside of boxing, spending time with my kids, and not just my kids, my flesh and blood. I mean, the kids I have in the gym, I like to, just be with them, try to keep them away from trouble, take them to a movie, take me in, and that's basically it. I really focus on anything besides that. I just focus on my career, focus on boxing, focus on anything that is away from all the negativity.
Okay, do you have any type? Oh, go ahead.
That's going on in my city. That's about it.
Do you have any superstitions or rituals or habits that you do before a fight?
Oh no, I just pray to God that that I make it to safe. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I do. As far as my ritual or something, I really do. That's just pray to God.
So if you weren't a pro boxer, what do you think you'd be doing?
Something I love is speak to the kids. Just by me coming up on one of the worst projects in North. I just love to speak to the kids. I probably would have been like a CEO or something in the juvenile district. I love to just go about kids with me. You know what I mean? I try to reach the youth. That's my main thing. That's what I love to do. That's where my heart is at, and that's why I probably see myself when I retire. Just trying to give back to the youth and just keep all my, the youth out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff that's going on that, that could pull the youth in, and if they don't have that big brother or big sister on them, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? I grew up really without a male figure, a strong male figure to look up to. You know what I'm saying? The person I really grew up looking up to was my mother. It's not so much that a mother can do for a boy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my main thing. You know what I'm saying?
So tell me somebody that inspired you in your life and outside the ring and in the ring.
In the ring and out the ring. As far as the boxer, I looked at when I was coming up.
Well, anybody in your life that's just kind of motivated you and pushed you to be the person you are today.
I mean, at the end of the day, to be honest with you, what pushed me to be the man I am today is my kids. I told you, God bless me with my kids at an early age. To motivate me, to get, just to rise above all the madness and everything that's happening in the streets. So that was my main motivation as far as get away from trying my best to get away from anything or, pushing the youth to positive things.
Okay, now do you have a fight coming up soon?
I was supposed to fight on the 21st, but they actually fell out. So we're trying to figure it out what's going on. I'm definitely going back to welterweight. I'm not going to try to play with the weight no more. So I'm not trying to take nothing else. That's not at 47 or 50.
Okay.
I try to gain weight and anything, and I can only get to 52. So it's not really no point. But campaigning at 54 when I'm not at 54, but I can't even make 54. So I'm 1-1 at 54, but it's not really for me. And to be honest with you, my 2 losses was because I got drastically sick, and you know what I mean. But that was my stupidity, because at the end of the day, boxing now as a pro sport is about business, and I'm still running off of my heart, and like if I'm still hamster. And it's not even about that. It's about business, making the right decisions. So, but that's those 2 losses, lesson learned. God willing, in the future, I would love rematches to, get that off my record. That's one thing about me that I really want, and that's the dream right now. To be honest with you, I want that more than a world title. It's sad to say, but God willing, if I don't get it, it's all in God's plan. But if I get it, that would be a big dream, and take those 2 losses off my record.
So let's get back to the kids real quick. I want to hear, because like I said, I told the fans already that you work with the kids in the gym. So what type of advice would you give to a kid that just came into your gym and told you he wants to be a fighter?
Oh, the first thing I ask them is this is what they really want, because a lot of kids look at it and think it's just about getting in the ring, and I try to let them know it's not that easy. It's not as easy as it looks. So my main thing is drilling them about it. They really want to do it. That's my main once I found out they really want to do it, I mean, sky's the limit after that.
Okay. Tell me something your boxing fans don't know about you.
What they don't know about me probably is I love my kids. I love my kids. I barely go out and do stuff like that. I like to, I'm a homebody. They look at me and probably see my history and probably think I like to go out and go, hard and go crazy, stuff like that. But I like to spend hours. I like to spend hours or just stay around the family, stuff like that.
Okay, and for a fan that isn't familiar with you, why should they come out and watch you fight?
Oh, because I'm definitely a fan-friendly fighter. One thing about me, if I'm 50% able to fight, I'm going to give you 100% work. You never get a born fight with me. Never. You will never ever look at our first fight. You never get a born fight with me. At the end of the day, my two losses because I was completely ill, and I still went out there and tried my best to do what I have to do. But at the end of the day, I'm just a fan-friendly fighter. I mean, you're going to love watching me fight. I'm an excited fighter, and I love to fight. I love to fight for my fans and most importantly, my family. So they'll never get a dull fight watching me fight.
Okay. Now, I know you've sparred with some big names in the sport, and, I know a lot of fighters do that. But I want to bring up one in particular because I know you sparred him quite a bit, and I know you gave him a lot of work, and he actually has a big fight coming up. So I want to talk to you about your experience sparring with him, and then I want to talk to you about the fight he's got coming up. You and Miguel Cotto sparred quite a bit, right?
Yes, sir. I was in Camp Lim about 7 weeks.
And I heard that you gave him quite a bit of work.
Oh, definitely. I give them real good work. You basically send everybody home. Giving them, splitting them up, giving people stitches. Then me, I was giving them great work, great work.
So do you and Miguel, do you guys have a relationship now?
I mean, when we see each other, we speak. It's always, he always goes away. See me speak. He came to one of my fights in New York. It was against who was it? The kid Sosa. He was 10-1 at the time when I fought him. I think it's Josh Sosa or something like that. He came to that fight, and he's just a good dude. He's a good all-around person. I know. A lot of people don't know the series caller. I know I've been with him in the same house with him for 7 weeks straight, so I know it's more this. It's not really. Colo's not what you were saying. He's a fun guy, real funny guy, and he likes to play a lot. He's a real good dude, very, very good, humble person.
Okay, now let's talk about Miguel Cotto and Canelo Alvarez has just signed the contract finally. November 21st will be the fight. So now you've actually sparred, like I said, with Miguel Cotto. You know him a little bit. Do you know Alvarez at all or no? Have you ever sparred with him?
Nah, I don't know him at all.
So,
I know him from when I see on TV. I know him, good like that. As far as me personally, I don't know.
Okay, so I want you to break down this fight for me a little bit. How do you think this fight's going to go?
Me, I got, to be honest with you, I got Cotto, semi squad. I got him, definitely a decision. I have him as a decision. I think, Cotto fought the better caliber. I think if Cotto stayed on the boxing note, I think he pull out a decision. The decision, majority decision, a win is a win, but I really think he pull it out. He's definitely a smaller guy, but I still got him, man. He got a big heart. He had great people that he beat on his jacket. You can't call it the Margarito fight, that was some real scandalous, dirty stuff right there. But he came back and he erased that off his back. That would have been like that. The second fight would have been like that. The first fight, he didn't have his hands clasped like that. So I got Cotto. I got Cotto. I definitely got Cotto's decision win. Now, I don't have him to stop it, but I have his decision win.
Okay, well, listen, on that, Alex, I'm going to end the interview. I appreciate your time and talking to us and being open and honest with everything. So I want to give you a chance to shout out to your supporters and your fans before we end the interview.
Okay, I'd like to give a big shout out to Team Perez, my mother, on number one. I got my trainer, Manny Rodriguez. My strength trainer, Jeremy. The fitness. Just my whole team in general. My kids, number one. My kids, my four beautiful kids. And that's about it, man. You know, big things coming soon, God willing. In the future, everybody stay tuned. I was going to go to Perez in here. I'm not going nowhere no time soon. I got a good 4 years in me strong, so I'm ready. And you know, if anything come up, I'm on a better note. So, you know, I'm here. I'll be there. God willing, in the future, I'll become a world champion. But I'm here. I'm not going.
All right, and with that, the truth has spoken.